Steven arrived at the temple and saw that no one was home. He headed up to his bed and laid Amethyst down. It had been a long time since he had been home, but the gems hadn't changed anything. A loud gasp came from Amethyst as she sprung up. Pearl, I had a dream about Steven. She turned slowly and saw him sitting next to her. Steven. She slowly moved closer to him and touched him just to make sure he was really there. Where have you been, Steven? Do you know how worried everyone has been? Do you know how worried I have been? In her mind, she thought not to shout so that she wouldn't scare him off. But you're back now, so it's okay. Right? He looked down and the smile on Amethyst's face suddenly vanished. Steven, you're not gonna leave me again? Right? He tried to fake a smile looking down at Amethyst. Why would you want me back? You guys wouldn't accept Jasper. She sat next to him. Do you prefer Jasper because she came out perfect unlike me? He shook his head smiling. No, I didn't and I wouldn't. You're already perfect, Amethyst. She thought about losing Steven for a while again and suggested they go see Peridot since she also missed Steven, but behind her, she signaled the gems. I am not going to lose you again, Steven. I'm sorry it had to come to this. They got to the farm and Steven rushed in expecting to find Peridot growing some food. But there was nothing and the farm was empty, and as he went into the barn she came to view. Peridot was watching TV and heard the sudden creaks behind her, quickly panicking, trying to hide and negotiate behind her haystack. Who's there? She asked, not expecting anyone home as Lapis was on her world trip and the gems had stopped coming around. The gems had got to the temple, but Amethyst and Steven were already gone. He ran to hug Peridot and she was so happy to see him. Back home Jasper was getting worried and Blue was waiting with her, waiting for him to return. Lion, can you go look for Steven, please? But Lion just yawned and kept napping. Blue was surprised. He's our boyfriend, but we don't know where he is. Jasper was getting mad and just wanted Steven there to calm her down. I'm a better person when Steven is around. I want to be that person, she thought. Since tracking Steven would be hard for her, Jasper came up with a cunning plan. Blue Diamond, or should I say Blue? You say I do nothing to find my boyfriend, but you said our boyfriend and yet you did nothing. Blue stopped and thought about it. I agree, Jasper. I also bear some responsibility. Jasper was still questioning Blue's thoughts but needed her help to go check on Steven. Pearl, ready a shuttle. Me and this Jasper are going to get Steven. Jasper remembered that Steven went to speak with some of the gems and thought about what would happen if they were to see Blue Diamond. Hey, Blue, we don't need to go now. I'm sure Steven is just looking for some stuff when he gets back. Blue stopped her. Pearl, okay, that seems to make sense. I wouldn't want to intrude. But Steven shouldn't have to take care of chores. I have servants for that. Jasper looked away from Blue with an annoyed look, mumbling, me and Steven do our own stuff. Garnet and Pearl rushed back and arrived at the temple, but Steven was gone. Where did they go? They looked around and found a note hidden under Steven's sheets. The barn. Pearl rushed to take Greg's fan as they didn't have a warpad on the barn and were on their way. Back on the barn, Peridot was so happy to see Steven and started speaking about all the new shows that she had been watching. Steven, since you're back we can have sleepovers again. He smiled, laughing with her. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. Peridot and Steven sat down on some hay. Hey, let's watch this show, Steven. I have been waiting to see it with you. The show started to play and Steven looked around. I wonder where Amethyst. Before he could finish his thought, he felt arms wrap around him from behind and a whisper in his ear. Don't leave me, Steven. I'll do anything for you. When I'm with you I feel happy. He held her arms, smiling. I'm glad I make you feel this way, but I don't want to drag you away from the gems, and you wouldn't be okay with Jasper. Amethyst was about to pull away, but Steven held her arms there and she got closer, leaning on him. I always wanted to get this close to you, but I had no idea what the gems would do. What they would think. She started to cry, but as she was about to make her move on Steven, a sound of a car came from outside. A thought came into her head. No, it's Pearl. They jumped in to find Amethyst's arms wrapped around Steven. We finally found you, Steven. Thanks for telling us, Amethyst. She was quick to start apologizing to Steven. I never meant for any of this to happen, please, Steven. He looked at the gems and pushed off Amethyst's arms. Steven, please. I did want them to come before, but not now. Pearl Garnet, please just go. But they weren't leaving. Steven is coming with us. It's time he learned he can't run off as he pleases. Steven looked around the barn and past Amethyst. Pearl, if you would like ... you can come live with me. She nodded. No, I would if I didn't love this barn. He smiled at her. Then make sure to grow something for the next time I come around. She gave him a thumbs up. I will. He then looked back at Amethyst and the gems. I am walking out of here, so please clear the way. Amethyst was still shocked at what just happened after she betrayed Steven. Hey, are you going to leave again now? She asked worriedly. But Steven just walked towards the door. I'm leaving. Amethyst rushed in front of him. Hey, don't leave, I love you. Pearl heard what Amethyst said. What do you mean you love Steven? Garnet raised her hand, shutting all of them up. Whatever it means, Steven needs to learn a lesson. She pulled back Pearl and a bright light appeared as they merged. Sardonyx appeared. Now Steven, come here, darling. Amethyst jumped between there. Hey everyone, stop. Stop now, it doesn't have to go on like this. Steven kept walking till he was facing Sardonyx and she was about to throw a punch but heard a sound from outside. Sardonyx walked outside and saw a large landing craft dropping down. Steven knew who it was and walked towards it. Steven, where are you going? They shouted, worried. The shuttle doors opened, revealing Blue Diamond with her cloak in dark blue as she walked towards Steven. Jasper rushed out, running and tackling him. I missed you, Steven. Why were you taking so long to get back? He asked himself if had it been that long, as he looked at his watch and saw how much time had passed and it was sunset. Sardonyx, Peridot and Amethyst were standing at the barn doors, shocked at what they were seeing. Jasper kissed Steven and Sardonyx got mad, charging at her, but Steven saw this and got in the way. A loud boom came from the strike and after the dust settled, Steven was knocked out and badly bruised. Steven, are you alright? Blue and Jasper asked him, but they were getting no response. Blue looked at Steven, hers and back at the gems with a cold stare. Jasper and Pearl, take Steven back on the ship now. All the gems fused to form Alexandrite and were ready to fight as Blue extended to her normal form, taking off her cloak, revealing her armor and readying her weapon.